Hello, fourth grade, Mr. Sweet, coming at you with the screencastify video on area. Your essential question today is how can you use a formula to find the area of a rectangle? So think about that when we do some of our problems today. And some vocabulary I want you guys to know is area. Let's start with area first. So area is the measurement of the number of squares needed to cover a flat surface without gaps or overlaps. And then we'll talk about square unit. A square unit is 1 unit long, 1 unit wide. So think of a square unit, 1 unit long, 1 unit wide. Okay. And some formulas, and it's really only one formula we're going to know for today, formulas. So area equals base times height. So if I look down here where my rectangles are, I got base, which is the bottom, and then the height is the side. Or we can go area equals length times width. It doesn't matter. They're both the same. So you're multiplying the side by the side. So if you look down here at the bottom, I have the base of this rectangle here, and the height is over here. Now, if I look at the bottom edge, the base is also what we know as the length. And then the side edge over here is the width. If I flip it just where it is now facing long ways, it doesn't change. The base is the bottom or the bottom edge. And also we call that the length. And then the side edge over here is going to be the width or the height Okay. So the width or the height. So remember your formula as we go through today's lesson. The area is base times height or length times width. Length times width. All right, we're going to go into our example question first. Our example question. Or we'll just call it our example problem. Okay. So I'm going to draw my rectangle. Remember, math practice 4, visual models help when doing math problems. So I'm going to give a dimension here of my top here, which is 11 centimeters, or we also call that the length. Then the width over here is 13 centimeters. Okay. Using our formula, we know area equals length times width or base times height. So I got to find length times width or base times height. So we know the area is going to be what's in the middle here. So the surface area, compare it to a carpet, compare it to tiles, compare it to anything like a flat surface. A two-dimensional flat surface is the area, or we also call it the surface area. So again, we're going to go ahead and look at our base or our length, which is 11. So we're going to do 11. Let's plug that in over here, 11. And then we're going to look at our width or our height, which is 13. So then you just multiply 11 times 13. We get 143 square centimeters, or you could also write it as 143 centimeters square. The reason we call it square, in this case when we're doing surface area, or square here, is because we're really looking at two edges. One edge, two edge, and that's where you get the square, okay? So guys, go ahead and pause the video, review the formulas, review the vocabulary before we move on to our first question. Welcome back, fourth grade. We're going to go ahead and get started with question 1. I'm going to go ahead and draw our rectangle here, or two-dimensional polygon shape. Okay. Let's give it some dimensions. 9 meters. 9 meters. Okay. So I want you guys to find the area or surface area of this square. And just remember your formula is up top. And what I want you guys to do is answer question 1 on eLearning by selecting question 1 and go ahead and pause the video now. Okay, welcome back, 4th grade. We're moving on to question 2. So question 2, we're going to do another polygon. We're going to do a rectangle, right? Here is my rectangle. We're going to go ahead and give dimension 8 feet in length and 14 feet in width, or 8 feet base, not times height, length times width. So your question is, what is the area of the rectangle? So go ahead, you're going to answer your question on eLearning. Go ahead and pause the video now. Pause the video now. Welcome back, 4th grade. We are now on question 3. So question 3 is going to be a word problem. I'm going to go ahead and read it to you. Start out. Victor wants to buy fertilizer for his yard. The yard is 35 feet by 55 feet. The directions on the bag of fertilizer say that one bag will cover 1,250 square feet. How many bags of fertilizer should Victor buy to be sure that he covers the entire yard? Okay, let's go back to what we know, and we're going to start with our cubes. So looking at our cubes, we want to circle any pertinent information that we need to know to solve this problem. So we know the yard is 35 feet by 55 feet. Okay. We also know the directions are telling him one bag will cover 1,250 square feet. Okay. So let's go ahead and underline the question. How many bags of fertilizer should Victor buy to be sure he covers the entire yard? So we know there is one question to answer. So we're only going to answer one question in this problem. Okay, again, going back to math practice 4, we're going to draw and get our visuals. So remember, his yard is 35 by 55 feet. Okay, so if it helps to draw your square out 35 or 55 feet, and keep in mind, one bag will cover 1,250 square feet. How many bags of fertilizer should Victor buy to be sure that he covers the entire yard? All right. So the questions will be on eLearning. The answers will be on eLearning. So go ahead and pause the video now. Pause the video now and answer question 3 on eLearning. Welcome back, 4th grade. This is our last question in this lesson. We are now on question 4. We have another word problem. I'll start out and read it for you. Bob is an artist. He is painting on a large canvas that is 45 inches wide. The height of the canvas is 9 inches less than the width. What is the area of Bob's canvas? So let's do our cubes. Again, let's circle some information we know. His painting is 45 inches wide. So I will get my pen going. 45 inches wide. The height of the canvas is 9 inches. So the height is 9 inches less than the width. So 9 inches less than the width. So think about what that's saying. 9 inches less than the width. And we know the width is 45 inches wide. So it's telling us the height is 9 inches less than the width. And let's underline the question. What is the area of Bob's canvas? So we're only going to have to answer one question. So one question. So what is the area of Bob's canvas? Okay. So again, math practice 4. Let's go ahead and make sure you guys are using your math practice 4, your drawing. You're going to be a visual learner. You're going to visually draw it out. And it already tells you it is 45 inches wide. Okay, you're going to have to find the height before you can find the total area. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video. Remember, you're going to answer your question on its learning. Under question 4, you'll have your choices there. Go ahead and pause the video. And this will be our last question of the day. So I hope you've enjoyed this lesson on area. Stay classy, 4th grade, and thanks for stopping by.